In today's video, I want to give you guys a pretty significant update on Ghost of Tsushima. The game length has actually been revealed by a developer, so we'll take a look at that. Also, we have some other Ghost of Tsushima information regarding the file size, and it's going to be a relatively large game. I'm sure you guys were probably aware of that, but nonetheless, we'll go over that. And lastly, I want to go over some very interesting statistics regarding PlayStation Plus and how many subscribers that the service exactly has. And once you go over these numbers, yeah, it's easy to see why Sony is going to stay committed to this given how much revenue it's generating. And PlayStation Now, we've also got some details on that services subscription numbers, so we'll take a look at that as well. But first of all, Ghost of Tsushima, a game that I think everybody that owns a PlayStation 4 is incredibly excited for. Probably the most anticipated PS4 exclusive that is coming up after everything that happened with The Last of Us Part 2, but let's not focus on that. Today, Nate Fox, the creative director of Ghost of Tsushima, who answered the actual duration of the game in an interview with the Portuguese website Voxel, the director has confirmed that the approach to the game can be freely decided by the players and how they choose to proceed with the story and how they can entertain themselves with all the secondary missions proposed in the game. So obviously, you can't give a concrete time as far as how long the game is going to be, given that there is going to be so much side content, so much exploration to be done. But we can get a general idea, and that's what Fox has given us. It's a difficult question to answer because the world is a large space with several isolated side stories. We did several tests with people playing about 6.5 hours a day, and the results were very different. Many did not finish the main story because they were busy exploring other aspects of the game. When asked if the players could take 30, 40, 50, or more hours if they devoted themselves to optional activities and less to the specific main story only, Fox replied saying, "Yes, absolutely, but I would highly recommend that everyone get off the main route and get lost on the island of Tsushima since there is a lot to discover there." Ghost of Tsushima is a game that I am incredibly excited for, and to hear that to do everything in the game, it is going to be, a 40 to 50 hour experience. That makes me excited, however, a little bit daunted at the same time. Now, this is a time where everybody is staying indoors. Hopefully by July, things will calm down a little bit, but I think by July, a lot of us are still going to be staying indoors. And maybe now is the best time to divulge ourselves in a 40 to 50 hour long open world action adventure title. And hey, with a game like Ghost of Tsushima, with the incredible setting that it's got going for it, it's a game that I can find myself investing the time. A lot of the times with games, because they don't have the most compelling side content and it's not narratively compelling enough, I find myself going through and not doing a lot of the side content. That's what happened to me with a lot of the recent Assassin's Creed games, AC Origins, AC Odyssey. I was not that compelled by a lot of the side content. However, with Ghost of Tsushima, it seems like an imperative for them was to really make this world feel alive and authentic, and maybe I'm pushing the cart before the horse and the side content isn't going to be that great, but I have faith in Sucker Punch to craft something authentic here with Ghost of Tsushima and have side content that is very compelling. Because if a developer in Nate Fox is coming out and saying, hey, we want you guys to stray from the beaten path, we want you to do the side content, there's an incredible world here to explore, that gets me pretty excited. But hey, it is a developer at the end of the day. It's not like he's gonna, completely S all over his game. Nevertheless, Ghost of Tsushima is a game that I am incredibly excited for. Gameplay looks great. Open world looks fantastic. The lack of a waypoint system I find so interesting, and them adding something like a gust of wind that guides you in the right direction. Now, yes, is being able to call forth a gust of wind whenever you want the most authentic thing ever? No, not necessarily. However, it's definitely adding a level of immersion that a waypoint does kind of take you out of, and a Sucker Punch, I think that was one of their main imperatives when developing Ghost of Tsushima, was to make this game incredibly immersive, to be incredibly engrossing, to make this world feel alive and almost you getting absorbed into this world. Again, Ghost of Tsushima is, of course, going to be out on July 17th. A lot of reason to be excited for that. And as far as the file size necessary to install Ghost of Tsushima, it's not astronomically crazy. However, it is relatively large. It will require around 50 gigabytes of storage space. The other day, Sony PlayStation held a state of play that introduced fans to a beefy deep dive of Ghost of Tsushima, and now the game, which is available for pre-order on the PlayStation Store, sits at $59.99 and includes the Ghost of Tsushima base game, the digital mini soundtrack, a PlayStation 4 dynamic theme featuring the protagonist Jin, and a PS4 avatar of Jim. And the game also requires the player to have a minimum of 50 gigabytes of install space. Now, obviously, there might be things of updates. Maybe they'll do some DLC. We don't know for a fact if DLC is something that they're going to delve into. However, it could be larger than 50 gigabytes when all is said and done, maybe in a couple of months. Whatever the case may be, I don't think 50 gigabytes is that tall of an ask. It's kind of crazy to say that now in 2020. If you told me that a few years ago, I'll be like, oh, 50 gigabytes, that is a huge install. However, with games like Fallout 76, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5 taking up so much storage space and games getting north of 100 gigabytes at this point when you download all the updates, DLC, and things of that nature, 50 gigabytes is actually relatively tame, all things considered, and that kind of goes to show hard drives, we're probably going to need more than a terabyte, especially heading into next generation. I'm a little bit scared about that. We're being told it's going to be around 860 gigabytes, and you can tell me that the PS5 games are going to be more efficiently downloaded to the PlayStation 5, and there'll be smaller file sizes, whatever the case may be. However, what about downloading the PS4 games? I don't know if those games are going to be reworked to be a smaller file size. I don't think that's going to be happening, and that means that 860 gigabytes or whatever it is, let's say it's a terabyte, that's going to get filled up really, really quickly if you're the kind of person that likes to have everything installed at once, especially because a lot of you guys are now buying your games digitally. You're buying games with all of these great deals going on, and you're amassing a large library. It is a little bit scary to think that we're going to have to download everything if you do want to within 860 gigabytes. Nevertheless, 50 gigabytes for Tsushima is not anything that crazy. Lastly, I do want to go over some very interesting numbers regarding PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. Now, I am of the mindset that PlayStation Plus should not be a thing as far as online multiplayer. I think online multiplayer should be a freebie. I think if you want to offer a subscription service that allows you to granted extras and free games, or quote-unquote free games, not even really free games, you guys get the idea, that's one thing. However, it's clear to see why Sony is doing this, as they are raking in an obscene amount of revenue thanks to PlayStation Plus. Sony's yearly corporate strategy meeting took place a little while ago, and the company provided updated subscription numbers for both PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. PlayStation Plus has a whopping 41.5 million subscribers now, according to Sony president and CEO Kenshiro Yoshida. PlayStation Now, on the other hand, has surpassed the threshold of 2.2 million subscribers as of the end of April 2020. That 2.2 million subscribers isn't that impressive, given that Game Pass, which most consider to be the farly superior subscription service, has just cracked 10 million subscribers. Now, you can make the argument that they are pretty much giving away Game Pass at times, with it being $1 for 3 months and things of that nature, but a lot of those 3-month subscriptions are running out, and I think a lot of people are just going of the basis that, hey, we're paying on our $10 month by month or our $5 month by month on PC, whatever the case may be, or they're going with Game Pass Ultimate that includes Xbox Live Gold for $15 a month, and that's actually a pretty great deal, all things considered, if you do break it down individually to what it would be. PlayStation Plus, on the other hand, having 41.5 million subscribers, that is ridiculous. Now, obviously, it's not like every single one of those subscribers are paying $10 month by month, because that would just be a ridiculous amount of revenue. That would be, what, $410 million a month? That's just absurd, but I guarantee you a large portion, more than people would know, are spending $10 month by month. The idea that everybody is doing the strategic thing of, waiting for PlayStation Plus to go on sale for $35 to $40 and then picking up a year of that and then waiting again, I think that is a little bit foolish to think that everybody is of that mindset. That's not necessarily the case. Sometimes people are just of the mindset, hey, I want to get Plus right now, let me just drop $10, I'll be good for the month. Oh, my Plus went out, oh, here's another $10. They don't even think about it like that, and I guarantee you there is a significant amount of people that are actually doing that, as cringe as that might sound to you guys, and you guys, spending $35 to $40 on Plus for a year. Think about people spending $120 a year on Plus. I guarantee you it does exist. Is it a large portion of that 41.5 million? Probably not, but I do think it's a lot larger than people think. I could easily see it being like 4 to 5 million people are going that route. I have no evidence of that. That's just an anecdotal observation, as I've seen people in my life do that, and I constantly question, why are you doing that? But nevertheless, as far as PlayStation Now goes, obviously, it is seeing some growth. At the end of March 2018, they were at 700,000 subscribers. At the end of March 2019, they got to 1 million subscribers, and now at the end of April 2020, it's gone to 2.2 million subscribers. Obviously, they introduced the ability to download PlayStation 4 games, so that's been incredibly advantageous for them, and advantageous for the subscription service as a whole. However, you can only download PS4 games. You can't download PS3 games, where I would argue the large bulk of the quality of PS Now is. But what you also have to ascertain with that 2.2 million versus the 10 million that Xbox Game Pass has, it's obvious that Xbox and Microsoft have a lot more eggs in the basket regarding Game Pass than Sony does with PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is an important part of the PlayStation ecosystem. However, it is not imperative to them. It is not the most important thing in the world. They're not giving up their $60 first-party titles to put them all on PlayStation Now. Hey, I would love if at some point they did that, because that would make PlayStation Now such a killer service, but At this point, they still haven't gone that route. For Microsoft, we'll see if they can continue dropping games like a Fable 4, a Halo Infinite, and all these major games on Game Pass, and if that risk is worth the reward, but it looks like it might end up being so because I imagine it's going to continue to grow for the foreseeable future. Nevertheless, subscription services like Game Pass, I think, have a market, and I think they can be very successful. Just seems like Sony isn't completely all that bought in as of this moment to completely forego on first-party $60 releases entirely. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, expect Ghost of Tsushima to be a 40 to 50 hour experience that is 50 gigabytes in file size. PS Plus has 41.5 million subscribers. Do not expect that to go away anytime in the near future, and PS Now has over 2.2 million as that continues to grow. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.